Good morning, everyone. Today, before we begin the business plan presentation finals, for those on YouTube, could you please type on the live chat if I am audible? Okay, great. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So I believe we have 1 minute to begin. So let's wait till, it is 11 a.m. All right, so we shall officially begin today's event. So good morning and welcome to the FB 2021 EV Business Presentation Plan Finals. From 11 a.m. today, the audience will be able to view short pitches from our finalists and their discussions with judges during the live Q&A sessions over the 30-minute slots. At the end of the session, the live voting link for the audience vote will be shared on the web chat and it will remain open until 2:30 p.m. The schedule and the order of teams is displayed on the screen in front of you. It is also mentioned in the description on the YouTube channel. Our judges today include Madhu, co-founder of Rizal Automotive, Apurv Kumar, manager of Reliance Emerging Leaders Program, Sharan Hegde, product manager at Kuliza, Francis Colasso, director of ZenCare Group, Vagish, Senior Executive Service TVS Motor Company, and Basir Khan, Software Engineer, Samsung Research Institute of Noida. So without further ado, we're going to invite the first team in today, which is the finest E10 Accelerator Formula Racing. Charlotte, please let the team enter. Good morning, Vivek. Thank you for joining in. Whenever your team is ready, let us know and we shall begin.
Yeah, sure. So, good morning, judges. We are Team Accelerator Formula Racing, car number E10. And ma'am, can you please allow Shavi Malik to share her screen?
Yes, just a second, please. All right, Shavi, you should be having screen sharing access now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So again, I'm getting the admit request. So should I disable?
Don't worry about that. You can ignore those.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have been given co-hosting rights, which is why you're able to see that.
Okay. I hope that doesn't
it shouldn't.
the presentation.
Yes. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So,
yes.
Shavi, are you able to share the screen?
Yes, I'll share my screen. Yeah.
Yes, it is visible. And yeah, we are ready for this session, ma'am.
Okay, great. So go ahead.
Yeah, shall we ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. Hello, investors. Welcome to our business presentation. Thinking about what you are going to do on weekends? Are you a motorsport enthusiast? Do you love the thrill of racing? Unfortunately, you don't have many options except for sitting in front of the screen and watching Hamilton breaking all the records. Current entertainment market has become monotonous, and games available for motorsports are often not able to provide a satisfactory experience. But what if we say we have found the perfect solution? I am Dharmik, and she is Chevy. We are the co-founders of XLR Sim Racing. Sharing the stage with us is our COO, Ishank, and lead developers, Yashashvi and Karan.
Today, we are here to seek your investment of over $50,000 in exchange of 28% equity in our company, offering you a return on investment of 23% per year. In 50 years of Indian motorsport history, we, for the first time, are making motorsport accessible to all. We have merged our engineering capabilities with the thrill of real racing and developed our XLR simulator. It is derived from our XLR electric race car through rigorous track testing. Our XLR simulator provides you experience of Formula race car along with the flexibility of digital world. Our gaming software is based on Assetto Corsa Pro, giving us freedom to upgrade our tracks as well as our race cars. To enhance the user experience, we have merged VR technology with Dolby Atmos audio system in our self-integrated VR helmets.
Situated in two of the busiest malls with 24 simulators in use, our entertainment zone is the best place to visit for an exciting sim racing experience. With 400,000 plus sessions completed, we are close to generating revenue of $2 million. Inspired by an overwhelming customer response, we are planning expansion in the form of racing lounges. Our racing lounge is a rendezvous of esports enthusiasts and gamers with the facility of food court and capacity to hold corporate parties. What makes us superior to our competitors are the services that we offer in safe and affordable manner. Our main sources of revenue are our simulators, revenue sharing with food stall owners, and corporate parties. Centralized in Delhi, we have identified three major categories for our customer base: racing enthusiasts, students, and millennials. From our market study and past database, we are targeting 135,000 customers.
So, our customers have trust in us, and we trust our technology. Our retentivity rates are far higher owing to our simulators and high-tech software. So, with revenue positive brand and a plan to expand not just in Delhi but across pan India, now is the best time to invest in us. Join us and make motorsport entertainment within reach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, team. At this time, we will open for a Q&A. We will start in order of Apurv. Apurv, you can go ahead with your questions for today.
Good morning, team. Did you guys evaluate any other platform apart from Corsa Pro for as a tech enabler for your simulators?
Yes, sir. So Assetto Corsa Pro is a trusted software which has a integration with topmost simulator making company. But we have also explored Vesaro software, and there's a D-Box motion system. They have developed their own VR software. Like their software is also compatible with VR. But as Assetto Corsa Pro gives us freedom to upgrade tracks and our race cars, so we have been developing our software based on Assetto Corsa Pro.
Okay. Do you have a decision matrix where you have evaluated 2 or 3 competitors and you've come out with a decision?
So it was, yeah, I'd like to answer that question. It was an early decision that we took that we will be shifting to Assetto Corsa Pro. As Dharmik mentioned the profit, so a detailed matrix was not made for the comparison.
All right. Okay. Other judges can take it forward. I'll come back later.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Basir, please go ahead.
Good morning, team. Bashir here. I would like to ask, you have mentioned that you have racing lounges at corporate buildings and malls. I would like the cost and what the research you have done regarding it. Whether you have obtained any permission or whether you have looked what would be the overall cost of it to have the simulator in the corporate buildings and all.
So yeah, I'll answer that. the location for our entertainment zone or racing lounge is not corporate offices. We are targeting corporate sector for their for a service we provide, and also the area for corporate parties. The location that for a racing lounge and entertainment zones, they're separate from corporate buildings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Basir. Madhu, please go ahead.
Hi team, good morning. So I would like to know more about your team capabilities, especially because most of what you explained, it all breaks down to how well you guys could execute it. So could you let me know more about your previous experience apart from what's mentioned on your business plan, and how would that experience would be relevant to your responsibilities in your current venture?
Okay. Yeah. So to answer that question, first a brief history that the co-founders, we all are from we five are from a single technical institute in India, and the reason we came was first the reason the team was made was first we bonded and then form a vision, which makes us a strong part as compared to other companies that are formed after a vision has been already decided. So after a common vision we have, and with a technical background and our expertise from 2 to 3 years in corporate sector of different domains, we came up together, and then we co-founded our team. And for our for software part, we hired some engineers that were capable to that had required skills to meet our technology demands.
Okay, so I see that most of you have a ton of experience in some of the biggest companies we know. So what
Yeah.
is that which made you move out of those companies, and why did you take up this bigger risk of doing it at this point of time?
Yes. So I think that was the reason that we all were part of a team in our college. We were part of a FSAE. We are all veterans of Formula student, and that was the time we were united. After 2 to 3 years of corporate sector, we realized that we want to do something from our side, and it was a common vision that we developed. So that was the reason we came together.
So are you guys, can you show me the breakdown of the compensation which each of you takes at the moment? Or do you have any stock options to your team members? Can you show me a detailed breakdown of that?
I'll just come to that.
Sure.
Till the time, Yashasvi, can you brief about that?
Yeah, all right. So basically, to ensure that the talent which we are hiring stays in the team, we are offering the ESOP option. So that whenever so in a startup, we do not offer very high packages. So to compensate for that, we offer shares in the form of equity to our most capable or most experienced individuals.
So Yashasvi, do you have any breakdown on how much you're offering to each of you? I mean, for
Yeah,
you,
shall we
what's the
just be
stake
sharing
you?
the screen?
Okay.
Is my stock not visible?
It's visible. I can see a PDF, but it doesn't show the breakdown of what each of you owns in the company.
Just wait.
Shall we have to share the different document?
So I understand that you have some X amount of options allocated for your employees. I just want to know the breakdown of that X, especially for each of you.
Okay, so so that part is not included in that. So the option that we have given to our engineers is those engineers that we had initially, like they were with us in 2017, we are giving them 1% in vesting terms, and and our marketing, and regarding a marketing lead, we gave him 0.8%, and he's again on the vesting terms of 4 years.
Okay.
And
So
that has
what are
been
the
continued.
vesting terms you guys are following at the moment?
Yes. So Shank, can you answer that?
If you could let me know the vesting period and the cliff, if you have, that would be enough.
Yes.
Yes, for the employees, just a minute. Ma'am, you can shift to the exit strategy.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, in terms of equity, like we told you that the ace of from the ace of pool, we are allocating some of the equities to the employees. So As far as we are talking about the vesting terms, then it's roughly 11.67% in the first year, then following for the employees further expanding to 15, then 20, then 23, and at the end 30%.
Okay, thanks, I got it. So, secondly, one of the biggest concerns what I could think of is there are a lot of gaming centers. Some of the best examples is Smash, and recently they had to close down their operations. What is
Yeah.
that which makes you think that you can do something which someone as big as Smash with a badge just like Sachin Tendulkar couldn't have accomplished? They had 45 centers all over India with some of the state-of-art equipment. What makes you different from them?
Yes, so I like to start with the answer. The
Okay.
reason that what makes us out is along with the team, that what separates us is our technology and the product that we have developed. So we are focusing on a niche market and not a broad market like Smash. So
Okay.
we have confidence with the market sizing, and along with that, the what separates us also is our marketing strategies, the business strategies we have adopted. So
Okay.
that has made a moat we have built a moat around us, and that will be a
Okay.
big reason why our competitors
Okay.
uh, will will not just require technology but also additional things like team and strategy to
Okay.
meet us and be a competitor.
So let's take the example of Smash for this case,
Yeah,
and it seems to be that you are targeting a much more niche segment, definitely a smaller market size than what Smash did.
yeah,
So if we see the stats, Smash had a revenue of almost 300 CR
yeah,
for 2019, and that's after 7 to 8 years after its inception. And Smash had close to 45 centers all over India. So that's
yeah.
close to 6 crore rupees per center per year in 2019. So if we now look into your costs, especially your car costing almost 40 lakh rupees, 11
Yeah.
lakhs for your software, and almost 1 to 2 lakhs for your VR, it would cost you just over 52 lakhs to set up one single simulator. And you might need to have a dozen of that in a single unit.
Yeah.
So this would directly take your capital investment to a staggering number. How do you think your revenue could pan out in a way that it would make your venture sustainable and profitable?
Okay.
So first of all, I would like to add that our simulator cost will be 16 lakhs only, because the race car will be using it for research and development purpose. So we are
Okay.
testing racetrack on track, our race car on track, and then we are generating data from it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu. At this time, we'll move to Sharan.
Yeah, good morning, team. So I went through the valuation methodology that you've used to arrive at a value of your company.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why you use both DCF method and comparable peer analysis, and what valuation are you finally going with in order to offer us equity in your company?
Yes. Yes, so we adopted both methods, DCF along with method of comparison. The reason we found with DCF was it was a very sensitive method to approach with. Along with the variation in slight in values like WAC or subsector, we were the variation in our valuation was very high. So to go to realistic approach, and also considering the COVID impact that has been in the sector, we went to adopt with the DCF method to estimate the equity.
Okay. So the valuation which you've arrived at, even with the DCF, is not very off from what you've arrived at with the comparable peer analysis. If I'm not wrong, the comparable peer analysis gave you a valuation of around 12 crores.
12 crore. Yeah.
And so the DCF is giving you around 10.8 crores in 2017, if I'm not wrong. And so next question I wanted to ask you is, what exactly is terminal value? How would you define terminal value? And what formula have you used here to calculate terminal value?
Yes. Karan?
So, sir, terminal value is actually a cumulative value that takes into account uh, the values after the say the set period of 5 years which we have defined. To account for the infinite time, terminal value is used, and also the
Have you
formula
used
which we
perpetual growth rate for your calculation of terminal value?
could you repeat the question, sir?
have you used the perpetual growth rate for calculation of your terminal value?
No. So, sir, actually, the DCF method was used when we had to buy back our shares, and during that calculation, we had when we were buying back the shares from our initial investor, we did not take into account the growth rates because he was not because the investor was not interested into racing launches. Our previous investor.
Okay. So you haven't considered a perpetual growth rate to calculate your terminal value?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And lastly, so the valuation which you're arriving at for our for raising money with us investors, is that the Series B investment 2021? Is that the document that I need to refer?
Yes, sir. That is the Series B investment which we are seeking from you on the valuation of 12 crores.
Right. So in that ROI calculation, you have only considered the NPV for 5 years. Why not look at the perpetual value there in order to calculate the ROI?
So, sir, we are giving you the ROI stats of 5 years, and also currently our expansion plan, we have focused on these our expansion plan till 2025 with keeping in mind the area around the NCR, National Capital Region. But after 2025, we look into pan-India expansion. So figures after 2025 have not been considered.
All right. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharan. And we'll take our last questions from Francis.
Yeah, hello team. My question is the money that you are asking, okay, of 450,000 USD. Okay, I just want to know, suppose we don't give you that money, what is your other option?
Okay, so regarding that, we'll continue with the entertainment zones that we have, and then we'll have to postpone our expansion plan or the
So, sir, I would like to add here that we'll be postponing our expansion plans for about 2 years till we are able to generate that amount of profits, and then we'll be going with the expansion plan.
Okay. My next question is, the equity that you have offered is 28%. What is the other breakup? Whom are you offering, and what is the ESOP that you're giving, at what rate, and how much to each employee?
Yeah, I'll share that. Till the time, Karan, can you explain?
Okay. So, sir, currently talking about the post-investment shareholding, so we'll be offering you 28% equity. The ESOP pool will be 12%, and all the 5 co-founders will be sharing a equity of 60% among themselves. And also for the ESOP, we are offering 1% to each of our 4 initial engineers who joined with us in 2017. And all the new engineers which will be joining along the way will get 0.5% equity.
Okay, fine. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, just a small follow-up question to the shareholding patterns. So you mentioned that there is ESOP being offered to your initial employees, and I see that after investment, the ESOP allocation has also increased. So from whom is this dilution happening from? Is it from the founders of the company, that is you, or is it coming from the new investors, that is us?
So, sir, it is coming from the new investors that earlier we offered a equity of 30% to our previous seed investor. But now we are offering a 28% equity. So 2% is coming from there.
No, I'm asking about the share value dilution, not about the percentage dilution. I understand that 30% has become 28%, but the 28% of a bigger company is much better than 30% of a smaller company. But what about the share value dilution? Where is that happening from? Is it from the new investors or from the existing investors and founders?
It is from founders.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. At this time, I believe we have almost reached the end of our session. So do we have any more questions, or can we, I would assume that there are no judges with any more questions. All right. Okay. So that was our time with E10 Accelerator Formula Racing of IIT Delhi. Team, thank you for a great delivery and discussion session. We wish you the best for the final selection. And at this time, we request your team to exit the session so that we can invite the next team to join in. You have a great Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Charlotte, we can call in the next team, which is EO9 SPCE Racing Electric. Hello team, good morning. Whenever you are ready, please let me know. And if you need sharing access as well, please inform me of the same.
Yes, ma'am. It will be me, Aditya Kulkarni, for sharing access.
Great. All right. Just a second. All right. You should be now having sharing access. So to all our participants on, or all our audience on the YouTube live channel, right now we will have E09 SPCE Racing Electric. So Aditya, whenever you are ready,
Yes.
you can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, we shall start now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. India is about to experience an electrical mobility revolution. It is forecasted that 6.5 crore jobs are going to be created. But are there enough capable engineers? With such a small employability percentage in the core engineering fields, are we justifying our education system? What if I say, I found you on Netflix for learning? You heard it right. Let's know more about it. I am Shrutika Gala, the Chief Financial Officer of Aerion Racing, introduce our newly launched app, Carnot, the knot that will tie today's engineers with tomorrow's automobile industry. Carnot is an app that will give you an enriching and engaging learning experience of automobile technology using our immersive augmented reality feature. It includes a variety of course topics with downloadable resources and a number of AR models and guest lecture features. We do not just teach you, but we also give an opportunity to test your skills at our internship program. Our mission is to enhance and transform the traditional learning methods by providing immersive courses, workshops, and driver training programs all under one roof at a very affordable range. Also, what gives us an upper edge is that our courses are at par with the modern industrial standards. Well, who can teach you better about cars than the one who make it? In order to achieve this, we started our marketing by partnering up with 114 colleges since June 2020. With the launch of our website, exponentially increasing our customer base to 4,500 plus users in just 6 months. We plan to target 45,000 plus users in the following year. Launching our app just in October 2020, we recorded a revenue of rupees 10 lakhs in November 2020. To execute this entire project, we have built a dedicated and a versatile team consisting of a skilled automobile and app development engineer, an experienced manager, and an expert in finance, all united by one common interest, race car technology. Launching our app just in October 2020, we recorded a revenue of rupees 10 lakhs in November 2020. Now, our vision cannot be achieved without you. With your investment of rupees 4.6 crores, we offer you a 15% stake in our company and a return of investment of 43.8%. 40% of this money will be utilized as capital investment for our app, 21% as operating expenses, 11% for marketing expenses, and 27% for bolted production of e-audios and the driver training program. To conclude, binge learning with us today is going to create better engineers for tomorrow. Thank you. We're now open for questions.
Great. Thank you, team. So at this time, I'd like to invite Apur for his first question.
Okay, so you are, hello, am I audible?
Yes.
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 It's like, so what looks like is yours is gonna be a very product heavy business plan, and a lot will depend on how you design the product and implement it. So what makes you stand out from the crowd that's working on similar products, and what makes you what is it that's gonna make you guys succeed?
Yeah, so the product that we have developed, or the product in which we are in the development phase, what we have created is a total package or total solutions in one single platform. Because if you look at the current scenario, then considering the automobile technology, it is not something that is included in the university's syllabus to some important extent. Also, some external factors who are giving this education, they are just providing lectures. But what we are giving is we are using experience-based learning, because doing something has a retention rate of almost 75%. So doing something with respect to the augmented reality, you can visualize it, you can see it, how it actually happens, and this creates a sense of independent learning between you, among you.
Also, sir, if I may add, our marketing strategy consists of blue ocean strategy, which means that we are targeting a very niche group of market segment, and such that we don't have direct competition with big firms like Byju's. So this helps us stand out from the rest.
And
But tomorrow, Byju's, yeah, go on, please.
Yeah. And one last and major important thing is that our courses are based on experience and modern technology, as well as they are at par with the modern standards in the industry. Since the course maker itself are making cars, we have a history of making cars. So the courses that we make are followed by the expertise given by our engineers today. So that separates us from the crowd.
Yeah, right. But maybe I wasn't clear with my question. What on the capability side, on the human capability side, how do you guys make sure that you can execute such a product? There's going to be a large technology stack that's going to be needed, a good IT stack that's going to be needed. So do you have those capabilities in your team? HR capabilities?
Yes. Aditya, can you share the organization chart?
Yes, just a second.
Aditya, maybe share the table.
This will be
Maybe
the
share the table from the PDF itself.
yes.
Okay, so we need heavy technology based questions. So what we have is we have a front end and a back end developer. The front end and the back end developer helps us with our servers. We have a web and app developer who is highly qualified, who develops our web and app. We have a UI and UX designer to improve the interface and the user experience. And then all of them are assessed by a QA engineer, which is a quality assessment engineer. So what this engineer basically does is he ensures that the quality of our content is at par of the market and even better.
All right.
Sorry, Apurva, are you still there? Or
Yeah, I think I was on mute. That's it from me. The other judges can take over now.
all right, thank you, Apurva. Pasir, please go ahead.
Hi, team. Good morning. Bashir here. I will add on to the target market section, which you have mentioned. Can you please go to the target market page? The page number 5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here I can say that you're targeting people who are currently pursuing engineering or the professional who are already working in the automobile sector. Correct? I would like to know any reason why you have not included the people who are not professional, who are not in the auto sector but are willing to go, or the people who are currently unemployed and would like to go to auto sector?
Yes, sir. Like even those are definitely included. Like if you see below, we have a category called job seekers. So like all the job seekers are basically B.Tech graduates or graduates who want a job and like who want to enter that industry. So like we have counted with those two.
Okay, so basically you are telling that for all the people who are willing to enter the auto sector, you are considering them at target market.
I shall add to it. So yes, we did consider them, and that is why we made our courses right from the basic till the advanced thing. So we have basic courses also, as well as some particular courses specifically targeting at the advanced technology.
Okay, I'm good.
Thank you, Bashir. Madhu? Hi, Madhu. I believe you're on mute. Yeah.
Yes, am I audible now? Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, team. I'm Madhu. So, could you guys give any quick example of your curriculum? If you have any basic breakdown of what exactly you're going to teach and make them learn practically, can you show a glimpse of that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The appendix page.
Okay. Yeah, there are courses list. Just open that. Got the complete breakdown.
Where is the breakdown? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just one course, level 1 course, that is design of suspension system. So this is the complete breakdown. That is 1 week, second week, and these are the topics that are going to be covered. Also the virtual labs that are going to be assisted in these. Can you scroll down, please, Aditya?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So these are the virtual labs that are going to be assisted. Also, this is the second one, that is the HVLV system. Also, we have complete list of the courses that are going to be, we can show you.
So, are these courses completely made by your current team, or do you have any external consultants for that?
So we do have consultancy. It is actually made by us also, and it is approved by professionals that work into these industries.
So what kind of professionals are you working with? Do you have any certification board, or are you working with any mainstream university which will certify your course?
Yes, we work. We don't have a particular certification board, but we are working
Okay.
with very good colleges as well as some industries that we've partnered up with.
Okay. So what I see is that most of the universities and colleges in India, they have research and development centers which are sponsored by multiple automotive giants, a lot of them. So one big thing I'm trying to understand here is what gives your course a decent amount of credibility to know that, okay, this is definitely worth learning and there would definitely be a decent amount of productive outcome from it. Would there be any other kind of factor which would bring up that kind of trust, especially
Uh,
for any potential customer?
yes, sir. As we already said that Carnot is launched under Arion Racing. So we are actually manufacturing cars ourselves that we sell
Okay.
to the other people. So our cars are actually credible. So the courses we develop are on the basis of the cars that we make. So our cars are credible, and that makes our courses more credible than others. So as we said, who to learn from, then the person who themselves make it. So we ourselves manufacture the car. So these courses are very much credible and gives an upper hand from other competitors.
Also, I shall add that what makes if a customer uh, uh, enrolls in a course and completes the course. So what makes him entirely industry ready is what our aim is. So that is how, like, we ourselves will interview them and give them internship opportunities at either at our company or our partner companies. So that what makes them trust that yes, after doing our course, they'll be industry ready because we ourselves will
Okay.
hire them.
Okay. So secondly, I see that you're trying to raise around 5.3 CR and roughly 10% of that would be going for marketing, right? So that would be close to 50 to 55 lakh rupees. So do you have any detailed breakdown on how you're going to use this 52 lakh rupees to target and acquire customers?
Yes, sir. Can you
Yeah.
show the budget allocation slide,
Yes.
the sheet?
Yeah. Yeah.
So firstly, how many customers are you targeting to acquire using the marketing you can do with this 50 lakh rupees?
So basically, at present, we've almost acquired 4,500 plus customers. So seeing
Okay.
this number, we are planning to target almost 10 times the number of users in a year.
So how much money did you spend to acquire those 4,500 customers, your total customer acquisition cost?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the initial customers that we got, or these 4,000 plus customers, they came through the college partnerships, and we gave the colleges discounts for their students so that they can get maximum number of students enrolled into our website, whereas the students get to do the course for free, but the college directly pays to us. So we
Okay.
have spent almost 4 lakhs on it up till now, out of
So
the
you
total
had,
allocated budget for
okay. So you had 4,500 customers come in for 4 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm good. I'll come back if I have any other questions.
Right. Thank you, Madhu. Francis, please go ahead.
Oh, yeah, this is Francis here. I
Yes.
would like to know is what do you foresee as the biggest risk to the investment that we will make?
Pardon me, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, yeah. What do you foresee as the biggest risk to our investment?
The biggest risk, if we consider for the investor and the app, then it will be something like a cyber attack or breakdown of our servers. But it can be foreseen because we have a blockchain developed, and also our servers. We have 3 servers in India, so that even if and the servers are capable of handling the load equivalent to 2 servers. So even if one server fails, then we are capable that we can shift that load from other server, and the broken down server can be repaired in 24 to 48 hours and again resume its services.
Also, sir, I would like to add that there is a reduction in the people's buying power due to the pandemic. So it is one of the major risks. Also, sir, there is a major risk that the customer base of ours is frequently changing. So these are some of the risks that I would like to mention.
Yeah, so what is your backup plan for that? Because pandemic is going on, you may have something else in the future which will come up.
The pandemic is actually a great opportunity for us, as everyone is restricted to their homes and everyone is restricted to work from home. The use of internet has increased widely. Also, online learning has excelled a lot, be it schools, be it colleges, or be it offices. They work from home. Everyone is working from home. So also online learning gives the user freedom that he can access the course whenever and however he wants. So this is basically, it actually caters our demand. This risk is one of our benefits also, because more people are compelled to do the course, and also it is a free time for everyone. So people are more engaged towards improving themselves, improving their resume or their persona, and updating their knowledge.
And along with it, I just want to add one point. During the pandemics, the people want something more than the traditional online teaching methods. That is something more than the online audio and video lectures. They are so that is what we provide using our AR models and VLabs. We provide them a method to engage in their learning as well as learn at the same time.
Okay, I'm through.
Thank you, Francis. Sharan, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, team. I see that you've used DCF method for arriving at the value of your company. So I also see that you use the perpetual growth rate of 30%. So now a thumb rule for perpetual growth rate is around the historical inflation rate, and definitely not more than the historical GDP growth rate. And last I checked, the GDP growth rate was about 6% average over the past 5 years, 6 to 7%. So can you defend why you've taken almost more than 3 times of, almost 4 times of the GDP growth rate for your perpetual growth rate?
Yes, sir. So our Carnot is basically a edtech platform. So according to our sources, the edtech CAGR is increasing at 43.3%, especially the skill development sector. And as being on a digital platform, so our growth will be exponentially increasing, especially because the product is also scalable and it does not have a particular end that after this point, there won't be any users or customers, because our content will keep changing. From electric, we can move on to solar to driverless. So our content will keep increasing. So that is why we've assumed a perpetual growth rate of 30%.
Okay. And so, yeah, I see that you used future cash flows for using the DCF method. And the future cash flows, I believe, is coming from the financial statement sheet, cell number I-45. So that I-45, you've used the money which we are offering you right now to calculate that figure. So do you see a problem with arriving at a valuation of our company with the money that we haven't even given to you yet?
Yes. So like basically, if we ourselves will invest in our company, so we are not that we don't have that much of money to invest, because it needs a lot of initial investment. So we will obviously need an investment to reach to that evaluation. And even without investment, then we won't have profits and not a particular growth rate if we invest with our own money.
Okay. And lastly, I wanted to understand the ROI calculation. So, so the cells G6 to K6, it says returns, but there's no formula there. So can you tell me how did you calculate those numbers?
Oh, yeah. So basically, the returns are 15% of the net income of every year, which is the stake of the investor.
Okay, so you are going to give us 15% of the net income as dividends to all the investors every year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going to you're adding up the cumulative returns of that 15% over a period of 5 years and dividing it by today's fundraising amount, which is 4.6 crores, and arriving at the return on investment.
Yes.
But those are future cash flows, right? So how can you take that number by itself and divide it by today's investment amount? Because don't you have to discount that amount to arrive at the returns for me today?
Okay. Okay, so no, we've not done that calculation.
Okay, and this is from the dividend returns. But what about the inherent growth in the value of your company? How big do you think will be the valuation of your company 5 years from now? Because that will eventually lead to growth in my stake, the growth in the investment of my stake in your company, right? So what do you think that number is? Today it's today it is about 20, around 22 crores. So what do you think the valuation of your company will be 5 years from now?
It could be it could be double,
Okay.
considering an annual growth of 30 perpetual growth of 30%.
Okay, but that is after the period of 5 years, right? Perpetual growth rate. After 5 years,
Yes.
you're going to assume 30% growth rate.
Yes.
And for the period 21 to 24, what is the growth rate? CAGR?
43.3%.
No, that is the return on investment. But what about the growth in your cash flows over the
The
next 5 years?
CAGR is the growth in the revenue is 43%.
Okay, I got
Revenue
it. Okay.
growth is 43%.
All right, got it. Yeah, thank you. That's all from my side.
Great. Before we end today's session, are there any other judges who would like to ask questions? All right. Okay, and that was our time with E09 SPCE Racing Electric of Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Mumbai. Team, thank you for a great delivery and a great discussion session. We wish you the best for the final selection. At this time, we request your team to exit the session so that we can invite the next team to join in. You have a great Sunday.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, judges.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charlotte, please invite the next team.
Sure.
Thank you. Hello, Ajit. Good morning. Are we expecting any other team members in?
Yes, Kathy.
Okay.
We have Anirudh, Jagdish, and Nikita joining in. We'll just take a moment.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you require screen sharing access?
Yes, not me. Jagdish would require that.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Ajit. Can someone confirm if we are audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Great.
Yeah.
Jagdish, I've given you screen sharing access. So before you share your screen, to all our audience on YouTube, our next finalist today is E08 IIT Bombay Racing. Team, whenever you are ready, you can begin.
Right.
Jagdish,
some help from
Anirudh hasn't joined. Just, please go ahead. Before starting, just let me know.
All right, definitely.
Could you please let us know if this is visible?
Is this visible?
Yes, it is.
All right. As soon as Anirudh starts, we will begin. I mean, as soon
Sure.
as Anirudh joins, we'll begin our.
Whenever you are ready.
Yes.
No, can you check for the next slide? Because the slide was no?
Yeah. Can you see this transition?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Jagdish, you can wait till 11:57 and start the pitch if Anirudh doesn't join till then. All right?
All right.
Yeah, cool. Yep, you can start, Jagdish.
Great. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Great. I'll give a quick countdown in form of 3, 2, 1 before I start, right?
Sure. Kathy, Anirudh will still be joining, so could you please admit him in case he joins in after the pitch has begun? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, he's already here. He's already here. Let's do this.
Right.
Yep.
So starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. XYZ ZYX Spoon Shift 1 was the cheat code for Nitro boosters in our childhood favorite game, Road Rash. And we are here to make that thrill a reality. Who are we? I'm Nikita, and this is Jagdish. We are the CMO and CEO of Manglik Motors. We build high-performance, single-seater electric vehicles. Born out of an international design challenge victory, our Evoque is a motorsport racing sensation. To globalize Evoque, we are seeking 5 crore rupees in exchange for 15% of our company. So what makes us special? We challenge, reward, and help racers improve. How? Through competitive circuit challenger and app. What are they? CCC is a special racing mode which rewards its drivers with bonus battery power, a literal equivalent to nitro boosters. When it is unlocked, the car also glows with beautiful pulsating LED lights for a picture-perfect social media moment. However, unlocking CCC takes serious driving skills and a good track record. And this is where the freemium app comes in. Using insights and Pearl app analytics, app motivates you and helps you improve through leaderboards and community interaction.
Right. So we have a great product and all these features, but what are we doing with it? Our vision at Manglik Motors is accessible and affordable adventure for all. We start with gaining brand recognition by partnering with race car rental and karting agencies. We operate in 2 main phases. In phase 1, we directly sell our cars to race car rental agencies on premier tracks like the Bud, the Catalonia, and Nürburgring. In phase 2, we enter into a profit sharing model with 60 karting agencies across 20 major cities in Southeast Asia. But why would they want to partner with us in the first place? because we promised them what they want most, a greater share of the $4.8 billion industry. We deliver high performance while being affordable, a perfect match for their end users. By partnering with experienced curators, we offer adventure on holidays and corporate retreats, making us even more attractive to them as we increase their prospective footfall. Our surveys reveal that 85% of race car rental agencies on Nürburgring are excited to have us, and more than 60% would be interested in having us within the next 3 months. So here are 3 reasons why you should invest in us. Firstly, we show positive cash flow in the 6th month of phase 1, and we break even just 12 months into phase 2. In fact, we're looking at a valuation of 120 crore rupees by the end of 2 years, starting from an initial valuation of just 33.33 crores. Our manufacturing strategy allows us to minimize costs and avail extra tax benefits, given that we are situated at the Sanand SEZ. And our upcycling program and battery disposal plan reduces costs significantly and improves sustainability. So join us in making racing accessible and an affordable adventure for all. Invest today in Manglik Motors. Thank you.
Thank you, team. We will now begin with our first judge for today. Apurv, please go ahead.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, guys, you have a very core part of a B plan linked through the partnership with Tata Motors and Sanand. Could you guide me through the numbers and modalities of that partnership? What is the give and take that's happening there?
Right. So, okay, fine. I'll go ahead and answer this. So currently the plant at Sanand, right? The Tata plant at Sanand is unused, and Tata is incurring maintenance costs and all of the equipment maintenance costs for absolutely no profit, right? So what we offer as a proposition, we have already partnered with Tata in the past. Our current proposition is let us use your labor and your equipment, and we will compensate you for all the costs that you would have incurred given that you were functioning normally. So the contract is very simple. We pay them for the equipment and the labor. So instead of simply spending their money on maintaining the equipment, we rent their equipment out.
Could you quickly give the numbers, Jagdeep?
Yes.
Yes. How much you are paying for warehousing, for manufacture, rental?
Yeah, I'd love to have a look at that.
Yes, please.
I will share my screen.
Also, the part where you said that you're going to pay them for all their fixed costs that they're already incurring, don't you think that would be extremely unfavorable to you?
So up to we are actually renting out just a small part of the SEC, not the whole southern part, and we
Makes
just need
sense,
1,500 square feet of that. That's why we are renting out that only, and that has been incurred in the cost. And we on a lump sum pay around 1 lakh of INR for per car that we are actually making to Tata as a contract firm that we have created for the manufacturing, warehousing, and the machining that we are using for them.
Your figure, the highlighted cell, actually shows 34,000 odd euros per month that you're going to pay as manufacturing rental. So does that translate to 1 lakh rupee per car?
Yes.
No, it's
because
not,
we
it's
have a
not
monthly
just that
goal.
number. So it also have a monthly goal of 30 cars. Yeah. So truly we have a monthly goal of 30 cars. So these all cars are incurring all those 30 cars that we want to produce in one cycle of the month.
One cycle of the month, 30 cars in one cycle of the month. So you mean roughly 1,000 euro per car? Am I right?
Yeah, that would be the warehousing cost.
Like the models. Okay. That's it for me from my side for now. I will come back later if we have time, and the next judges can take over.
Thank you, Apurv. Bashir, please go ahead.
Hi team, good morning. Bashir here. I have two questions for you. One is, are you protecting your product by any IPs, and do you have any IPs for it? Or how do you plan to protect your product? And second question is, as you are saying that you'll go for, in phase 2, you'll be going for the profit sharing model with the karting tracks. So in case of unfortunate scenario of accidents and all, so who gives the money? Means, so who gives the spares, and how are you negotiating that with the karting track? And if are the karting tracks allowed to use any other spares, or are they limited to you only? So two questions, first about IP, and second is about the insurance or
right. So at least the question about the IP, we will defer to our CFO Anirudh. For the second question, the one about catastrophes at karting agencies. So we actually have a plan for this in action. From the security deposit of 33% that we're taking from them, 8% of it goes into an insurance premium where we insure our cars on their tracks. And within the deal of the profit sharing model, we also ensure that the karting agencies completely compensate us for the cost of the car. So in case one car is unserviceable on their tracks due to some unforeseen event, which is highly unlikely, but still, in case that happens, by the contract, they are required to pay us back the money that the car would have made in that duration, which is, it's a predetermined amount. For the IP, I would like to pass on the question to Anirudh.
Hi, Basir. This is Anirudh. So our model works in that way. So we have multiple patents for multiple executive things that we have created for our car. So we were winner of multiple awards in for past 9 years. That's why our design is perfected, and that's why we have multiple patents on the technology that we're using. So in that way, we are much guarded with the IPs that we want to interact with, and that's why we are open to the market in US and Europe also.
Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Bashir. Madhu, please go ahead.
Hi, team. Good afternoon. So firstly, I would like to know more about each of you people individually. I see that you mentioned all of you come from quite reputed corporates all over the automotive space. What made you guys switch over such lucrative jobs and start a startup at this point of time?
Yes.
Could you elaborate
So
on
we are
that?
all linked through our. Sorry, was there a part of question left?
No. Please go ahead.
Great. So we are all actually linked through our alma mater, which is IIT Bombay, and we were all part of a racing team. And that team kind of never left us. So we kind of collaborated, even when we were working, we kind of collaborated together as a team, and we kept on building these amazing prototypes until we hit one prototype that we think is a winner and we want to globalize it. It's always been our true passion, and that's the reason we are going ahead and we are ready to leave our jobs behind, only because this model is going to be profitable and we know it.
So, do you know that it's a kind of infringement to work on any other project on a commercial basis while you're working in any other company?
It is.
Are you
So
aware
we
of
are.
that?
Yes, it is. So before this turned into a company, before Manglik Motors became an official company, and we went ahead with this manufacturing process, we were a team that came together, and we used to manufacture. We used to build a single prototype together.
Okay.
And now we are
So,
leaving our jobs to do this.
okay. So you do not think that that's going to interfere with any of the legalities involved with
No,
your
nothing.
agreements with your former
I'll
employers?
try to take it. Even. So the problem that we're talking about the infringement. So we were not actually working as a commercial partner here. We were working as an advisor partner for the team. So this team already is there in ITB, and they have been producing multiple cars. So there are juniors and who are actually part of the college right now producing those cars. We are just helping them out in the advisory. And since we have multiple patents and IPs already with us that are in our time when we were in college, so we are using them also and their expertise right now to create the new project that we have created. So there's no infringement of the same time working with a different company and the
Okay.
project.
All right. Yeah. So, secondly, how much each of you guys are taking in terms of compensation, whether in terms of stock options or your regular compensation? Can you give a breakdown of that? And could you give a basic comparison of what it was in your former companies?
Nitish, could you show them the equity split, and I'll take you towards that. So we have around 9 founders right now in the company, which have taken an equity share of equivalent, and we have around 50% of ESOPs. And then we are offering a 15% equity to the investor who is coming in. So that's the equity split that you're working with. And the compensation initially for the first 6 months, we are not taking in any money, but we are creating a fund of 50,000 per person to have any issue with the money that they want to infringe in. And after 6 months, when we are into phase 2, we'll be drawing a salary from that.
Okay. So how much did each of you invest into the company? The
So our initial investment, setting aside the investor, our prototype had actually around 10 million to spare. So we invested around 10 million INR initially.
Okay, good. So, secondly, can you give me a basic terms of your ESOPs pool? How much of that is already allocated and how much of that is open, and key parameters like your cliff period and vesting periods?
So we have a lock-in period of around 4 years, and we are working with 13% as ESOPs, which is free, and 2% has been given to the contract employers and other employees that we have employed.
Okay. Okay, so secondly, one of the biggest question which puzzles me is that this is actually a space which is going down at this point of time, especially after the COVID situation. So even if you see most of the go-karting centers or any of the tracks, might be MMRT Chennai or Kari Coimbatore or any other place, even the local go-karting centers are at a very low point at this moment. So what
Right.
makes you think that your business would be viable, especially when the market is going down?
Sure. So initially our plan, if you look at the numbers also, if you show us the initial target market, it was supposed to be around 6.8 billion, but due to COVID situation, it has screened to around 4.8 billion now, and we're considering that into our calculation, and also talking about the karting agency that we want to partner with. That will be at a later stage after 6 to 9 months that we have actually done the direct selling to PTRS, which are in Europe. We already see that Europe market has good potential, and that's why initially we want to start out there so that we can have the direct sell and the working flow coming in very naturally. And post that, when we have a good workflow, we want to go with the profit sharing model with the phase two with karting agency, who right now are in pressure, but we expect within 6 to 8 months the positions will be much better for them, and they'll be able to do their regular business.
Okay, thanks guys, I'm good.
Thank you, Madhu. Francis, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, team. This is Francis here. I just want to know what is the return of investment are you offering? Hello.
Yeah, Anirudh.
Yeah,
Anirudh. Yeah. Sure, Francis. Our ROI is around 225.82%. It's because of the initial. So it's a starter. We have an increased valuation because of the cash flow that we're generating, and that's why it's around 225.82% for the 2-year period.
225.82%.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you are in line with the market or doesn't it seem to very high?
The reason, I'll tell you why the reason is that. So it's mostly around 15 to 20% for a promoter company which is actually into corporate. We are actually an asset light company, and we have not invested much in the fixed assets of ours. And that is the core reason that we have been able to push our total cash flow and the positive EBITDA also. We have an EBITDA of around 8 crore, which is coming in at the end of the 24 month, which is giving us a total valuation of around 120 crores with just a multiple of around 4.6. And we know the industry standards is around 12.09 for automotive industry, and for an Indian company is around 8. So we are keeping the risk discounting into factor, and then keeping the valuation at around 120 crore for the second round after 24 months, which gives us a good healthy ROI of around 225%.
So with the money that I give you, what assets will you be investing in?
So we are actually the most of the money is actually going into the inventory. We're actually sourcing the material and building out our cars so that we can directly sell them to the PTRs, and we can have a direct realization of that money within 30 to 60-day period. So that's our initial plan. The fixed asset has been very less. We are just giving into trading and mostly into the HR advisory which is going on. Other than that, all the other things which mostly go into warehousing and everything are actually rentalized. So we have a very asset light model in that.
So then what is the security for my investment if you are not going to put it into major assets?
So that's why the discounting has been there. Instead of a multiple of 12x, we are giving you a 4.6x multiple to invest in. And the security that you want to put in is on the IPs that we are giving in. So we already have multiple IPs and patent in place, which comes as a security for initial 5 crore investment that we are asking for.
And what if, my last question is, what if Tata Motors backs out from your agreement? What do you do?
So even if they back out, we have multiple other opportunities that we are looking into, and we have Mahale and RB also in work, which are already our co-practitioners who have already backing us for past 9, 10, 20 years. So we have multiple negotiations going with them too. If something doesn't work with Tata, we'll have other options.
Adding on to Anirudh's point on why Tata will not back out immediately is because currently they don't have any model like the Nano, which is circulating out there. And for them to repurpose their equipment, it is far more expensive than to let them rent it to us. So we are expecting that like by the time that a new Nano comes out, we will have enough capital to set up our own manufacturing, right?
Okay, I'm through.
Right, thank you, Francis. Sharon, please go ahead. Sharon, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Good afternoon, team. Yeah, so I see that you've used a comparable peer analysis to arrive at the valuation of your company, and you've used an EBITDA multiple of 4.65. Can you tell me what are the peer companies that you looked at to get that 4.65 ratio?
So we have considered most of the peer review has been done on the basis of the analysis that was done by McKinsey. And we have the McKinsey report wherein they have actually tabulated all the market, and the multiple goes on to at least 20x and 23x also, and it goes on to higher multiples.
Yeah,
Then
but that is for the automobile industry as a whole.
Yeah,
But you are a startup. So what are the peer companies that you looked at to get that number? So you might take half of what the Indian automobile industry is. So that is almost roughly half, little more than half, 4.65 of 8. But what if you're 1/4 of that? What if you're 1/10 of that? So how can I trust a 4.65 number? Do you have any peer companies that you've taken?
So there's no peer comparison as of now. If you go into Rotrax, which are into karting agencies, they have a very less of cash flow and a very less production unit, and mostly they are not in India. So therefore, within Indian components, if you look at the peers, the comparison was not there, and that's why we have taken the automobile industry as the comparison model.
So in the absence of any peer companies, why did you approach with this particular valuation method? Why not look at any other valuation method such as DCF?
So we wanted to look into DCF, but we didn't have a longer period. So for DCF, we need at least 5 to 10 years of projections also. And if you in starting, we are showing 10 years of projection without any direct sale, which is happening because we are multiply working to different phases and raising rounds. So in that case, for a startup, going with the DCF without a terminal value, it won't make sense.
Okay. And can you tell me how you arrived at this ROI? Because from what I understand, you've taken the valuation, today's valuation, which is 12 crores. And then, so you've taken today's valuation and multiplied it by my stake in the company today. And then you're saying it's a 225.82% over the next 2 years. So can you help me understand it?
So I'll simplify it for you. The initial valuation as of now is 120 crores after the 24 months. And initially it was 5 crores. So the first round happened wherein you invested 5 crores for 15%. And at the end of the phase 1, we raised another round wherein the dilution happened for another investor who's coming in with 10 crores with an 8% valuation. And your dilution become to 13%. And for that 13%, you're getting a valuation of around.
Wait, sorry to cut you off. Am I a part of fundraising phase 2 or fundraising phase 1?
Fundraising phase 1.
Phase 1. Okay, yeah, continue.
Yeah, but there's a dilution happening in the phase 2 where you have there's an 8% initial stake which is being diluted, and then your total share stake becomes around 13%. And in the further after 24 months, the valuation is around 120 crores, and your value of 13% comes out to be around 18 crores, and which is around 18 minus 5 divided by 5, which comes out to be 2.3, which is around.
So you're saying the valuation of the company 2 years from now is 120 crores?
Yes.
What is the valuation today?
It's 33 crores.
33 crores. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so I see that you've made assumption sheet looks very nice, but the P&L year 1 and the P&L year 2, what I've noticed is in P&L year 1, you've used formulas, but in P&L year 2, you hard-coded the numbers. And also in P&L year 1, you're taking data from the transaction sheet, but I don't see the transaction sheet in this financial model. So how am I supposed to verify this?
I guess I think while mailing out, there would have been an issue. Let me check on that because I remember we had that all set.
Can you show it here?
Yeah, just give me a moment. The transaction sheet is, I hid it because that wasn't asked for the submission. I'll just unhide it. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, but if you're taking numbers from that sheet, we obviously need to know, right, what that sheet contains.
Yes.
So will you be sharing that, Ajit, or like where is it?
No, I will just be toggling the settings on it.
Okay.
Also, the inputs for balance sheet, it's all hard coded. Where is that coming from, the numbers?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so the balance sheet we have calculated, we have looked at our, where we are at the end of 6 months and where we are at the end of 18 months. So the checking accounts, it takes into consideration whatever cumulative cash flow you have had up until that month. We have assumed a period of 30 days for
No,
the
I
next
understand
months.
how you
Yeah.
made it. I wanted to know where are the numbers flowing from because you hard coded it.
Yeah, sure. Jagdish, can you share the another sheet that we have with the transaction and everything, which would be easy for them to understand that where the numbers are coming from?
Wait, this one?
Yeah, the cash flow one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe if you can put this in the link, I'll take a look at it later because your screen is very blurred. I can't make out anything.
Sure. We'll just
all right.
give you a link.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do that.
I'll do it right away.
Yeah, and lastly, I wanted to ask you in your dashboard year 2, I see that sales are flatlining after August. Why is that so?
Yeah. So what we have assumed is that we have taken a 6 month period of divergence, wherein because our phase 1 and phase 2 can have an extension period of 2 months, and that has been considered there, and that's why in the last 6 months we are not producing any cars, just for the model. Although it could be an extended model, and we'll have the first phase for around 9 months and the second phase for around 13 to 14 months. That's why we are considering that 6 months to be a negative period, where it's just making money from the PT, from the profit sharing model, not from the PTS directly.
But I didn't understand why. Why is that happening? Why
That's
are
a
you not
cushion that
producing
we
any
use for
cars?
the. So that's for the risk cushion that we have created.
So I didn't understand. Why are we not producing cars after August?
No, we will be producing cars. The point is that in the phase 2, while we are 24 months, we are taking a 6 months as a backable period for a cushion. If it happens that the phase 1, which is of around 6 months, is extended to 8 months, and the production is actually capped by that. So we are actually incurring extra cost of expenses, which are happening for the maintenance and everything, and also the warehousing and the renting that we're doing. So we are incurring extra cost of 6 months, which has been tabulated in the model, but we are not producing anything. So it's just a lost cash which we are projecting as a cushion for the 24 months period.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's all from my side.
All right. Are there any judges who would like to go for further questions? All right. It looks like everyone is done. So, and that was our time with E08 IIT Bombay Racing of IIT Bombay. Team, thank you for a great delivery and a discussion session. We wish you the best for the final selection. At this time, we request your team to exit the session so that we can invite the next team to join in. You have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Jagdish?
Yeah, so where should we share the link? Like we've already put it in the chat box. Do you want us to share it on a separate email ID separately?
No, I will look at it in the chat box and I will take
Sharon,
it.
I have unhidden the sheets, the transaction sheet that you were asking for, so you can see all the sales and the expenses incurred over there. So that is where the numbers have been taken from for the P&L sheet.
In that same link, right? You've unhidden everything.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Charlotte, you may invite the next team to join in.
Yes, Kat.
Good afternoon, Bharat. Are there any more team members joining in today?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Just a second. There's Divya Polari. She needs to join.
Okay. Who would require? Sorry. Yes. Continue.
By the time, can you give us permission for Vijay and me for sharing the screen?
All right. For sure.
Give the connection to Vijay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. For those joining us on YouTube right now, we will be going ahead with E07 Team Srijan Electric. Team, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead.
Vijay, please start.
Yeah, 1 second, please.
Yes, for sure. Take your time.
Is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Just a second. Sorry. It's right now just a pale blue.
Yeah, sure,
okay.
ma'am. I'm presenting.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready,
ma'am.
you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vijay, and with me, I have Bharat and Divya. Finn is an adventurous and joyful person, but due to his hectic lifestyle, he is not getting enough time to relieve his stress and seek the adrenaline rush. To solve Finn's problem, we have an idea of an adventure park named Srijan Adventure Park, or SAP. SAP will provide 3 services, namely motorsports, adventure activities, and camping. We further want to apply the idea of SAP in the corporate sector, where companies want to improve the quality of teamwork, employee engagement, and the productivity of their employees. To note, the idea of SAP is based on the post-COVID scenario. SAP will be spread over an area of 8 acres in Lonavala and will provide its services in 3 packages, namely Cannonball, Fantastic Four, and Safari 3000. SAP's competitors are Della Adventure Park, Ambi Valley City, nearby camping sites, and amusement parks. But the advantage that SAP has on these facilities are affordable prices, electric motorsports, which are one of a kind, and a camping atmosphere with modern infrastructure. Proper marketing is the key to success for every company. To gain popularity, we at SAP will adopt a marketing strategy that comprises digital marketing and traditional marketing. Digital marketing includes, but is not limited to, the use of OTT platforms, social media, and Google Ads. Whereas traditional marketing includes, but is not limited to, the television advertisement, newspaper ads, and airline ads. The total investment required is INR 9.51 crores, out of which we seek INR 5.6 crores from you. SAP's revenue model will be mainly dependent on the ticket sales, which account for 77% of the total revenue. 20% of the revenue will be generated from the advertisement spaces provided to other companies, and 3% revenue will be generated from the stalls provided to local vendors. In return for this investment, we will provide a cash return of INR 7.83 crores over 5 years, a 23% stake in the company, and the seat at BOD. And with this, we conclude our presentation. Jump on board and be a part of this exciting and fun journey. We are sure with your support, we can make society a better place to live. Thank you. We are now open to questions.
Thank you so much. Apurv, please go ahead.
All right, guys, I hope I'm audible. The first thing that I'd like to know is what is the basis for choosing Lonavala as this location, and what are the other locations that you considered, and is there a decision matrix that you use to zero in on this one?
Sorry, can I share the screen?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you, hello? Can you give the screen sharing access?
Yes.
So basically, the choosing location Lonavala is first. This is a tourist spot, and we have conducted a survey. Based on the survey, we choose Maharashtra as highest number of companies. So Lonavala, which is closer to Pune and Mumbai, this would help us in this one for targeting more local tourist spots, more tourists. And we did not prepare any decision matrix. We stick down to our survey, and based on the survey, we made Lonavala as this one.
Okay, I have another question. So this is post-COVID scenario, and companies would be looking at reduced footfalls, especially in places where physical outing happens. So what kind of hit at your numbers have you taken into consideration, and how do you think your business model will be impacted post-COVID, especially with people being very afraid of venturing out?
So basically, this center would require to take nearly 9 months to set up, and according to the latest news, that vaccination drives are also be started. So by the end of 2021, the company will have its base set up, and by 2021, 50% of the vaccination drive would be possible in India. So based on that, we choose our numbers won't be affected because till COVID-19, all were at home, and many are seeking adventure, seeking enjoyment, and this one, so they need to move out. So in that case, our business model will succeed.
Okay. I'm good. Next judges can take over.
Thank you, Apurv. Bashir, please go ahead.
Hi team, Bashir here. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as I understand, you are trying to make the entire adventure park. So I would like to ask you, suppose in case of a scenario you are not able to raise enough money, and suppose there are, as a competitor, you have some other competitor who are only renting cars. So they might take existing adventure park and they will rent their cars. So how are you different from them, and why should I invest in you? Because your investment you need a bigger investment as a whole compared to your competitors.
So based on our competitors, you see like Della Adventure Park, and these are 1,000 crore, 100 crore investments which are done.
No,
So
I mean to say, if there are any companies which are only renting cars, suppose there is a company which rent cars, and so they will be using the existing adventure park which are already available at places, and they will be just giving their card. But for your overall as a business plan, you are making your own adventure park as a whole, and in that sense you need a larger investment. So why should I invest in you and not them? And they will also they will eat your market very soon. So how do you counter that?
Vijay, please tell you.
Yeah. So what type of car are you suggesting that the other company will give on rent? It is a combustion category or electric category?
Electric, same as yours. Suppose similar to yours. Not exact, but similar to yours.
Okay. So in that
the only difference will be that they will be only renting cars, and you are not they'll be renting cars to the existing parks, not making a full park.
Okay, sir. So in that case, what will happen is there will be two companies involved there. One who is renting the cars, and one who is giving the adventure activities and the track, etc. So the prices there will be more, and our prices are very affordable. It is in the range of 3,000 to 4,000. So the customers will be attracted to lower prices, and as our facility contains various adventure activities and camping facilities with all the modern infrastructure that a person needs in his life. So I don't think that another company giving rented cars will affect our business.
But okay, got it. And I would like to ask regarding the land cost. You mentioned that you are using a land of 8 acres and the cost is 75 lakhs. So are you purchasing or is it renting?
Sir, we are purchasing the land.
So you are acquiring the entire land of 8 acres for 75 lakhs, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next judge can take.
Thank you, Bashir. Madhu, please go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Madhu speaking. So similar to what Bashir and Dapur have asked earlier, the biggest point where I'm trying to turn my head around is how is this going to work in this current situation, considering that the amusement parks are one of the areas which took the biggest hit due to the lockdown. How do you think it might work? And secondly, is 8 acres of land really enough for that, for all the features and rights which you guys are trying to keep in?
Sir, firstly, we mentioned that the idea of SAP is post-COVID. As we are hearing in the news that the vaccination will start soon. So people who are locked at homes and want to get out of their homes. So it is a very good opportunity for them. After the COVID, we say, it will take around 9 months to completely set up the facility. So at that time, we will have around 50 to 60% of the population vaccinated. So that will be a big plus for us.
Okay, all right.
And secondly, 8 acres of land is enough because our racing track is 700 meters and the other facilities like camping and motorsports, these both acquire around 7 acres, and the remaining 1 acre we have allocated to adventure activities. And the adventure activities we are having at our facilities such as zipline and bungee trampoline, they are so the lands allocated to them is sufficient, more than sufficient, I say.
Okay, so what I'm trying to understand is any of the other amusement parks, for example, Wonderland Hyderabad has around 40 acres or even more than that, 30 to 40. The one in Bangalore has around 85 acres, and they have a rides of around 40 to 60 rides, for example. How are you guys able to deliver almost 20 to 25 rides plus also a racing circuit within 8 acres of land? And that is something which I do not seem to understand.
Bharat, can you show the design layout of the?
So these are the adventure activities that we are going to add. So zipline, bungee, and this one requires more areas, sir. But in this only there are like 15 to 20 activities we provided in this one only, in this multi-activity.
Okay, fine, all right. Yeah. So secondly, the cost you are quoting per customer is around 4,000 rupees, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So doesn't that seem to be really expensive? Because I can head out to a Wonderla for just 800 or 1,000 rupees, and I can spend 2 more thousand rupees to go for go-karting and do around 10 kilometers. And that would still end up 50% cheaper to what you guys are quoting.
So, but yes, you're right, sir. But we provide an electric motorsport activity. Still now, no amusement park provides us this one. Provides with this.
Yes, but there are go-karting centers very soon. Yes, please go ahead.
And also, sir, we'll provide this one, the build up your own car and race, which no activity was still now sponsored by any company, set up by any company. So this would be the position.
Okay, fine, guys. Thanks. I'm good.
Thank you, Madhu. Francis, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, team. This is Francis here. Okay, my first question to you is, what type of a company are you trying to form? Is it a partnership or what type of a company?
So we are sole companies, like single company.
No,
we are
what type?
going to establish in an adventure industry.
Yeah, I understand that. But is it a partnership firm? Is it a private limited? Is it an LLP or what is the company?
No, private limited.
It's a private limited. Okay. Now I see that in your investment, what you are asking, from us, you are also asking from banks and financial institutions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the collateral you are going to offer us? Okay, because you're having at different stages. Okay, the others also coming in, the bankers, the FIIs, etc. So what is the collateral that you are going to offer us against our investment?
Vijay, would you like?
Yeah, Bharat, you carry on.
So this is the investment and 11% is the interest rate we are going to take, sir. No?
Yeah, I understand, but what is the collateral? If you're going to ask a bank or an FI or you're going to ask me, okay, what is the security that you're going to give us? You're going to get a loan against some collateral, right?
Sir, from the bank loans, we are going to, in the place of collateral, we are going to give our land. We are going to use our land as our collateral to get the loan from the banks.
Okay, and what about us, investors?
So you'll be
because in the first year you have asked the investor, you have asked me for money, then the next year you're asking the banks, and then in the third year going to ask the FIs to give you.
Yes, sir.
So if the collateral is with me in the first year, okay, then what about the banks and FIs?
So in the first year, we'll seek investment from you. So for that, you will be given an ROI of 40% in cash and 23% of stake in the company as provided, as stated earlier. So this would be a more than collateral for you. Sir.
So you're going to give us a 40% cash back in the first year.
Yes. ROI in the 5 years. In 5 years, sir.
In 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
7.83 cash.
I've seen in your return on investment in your PDF file that you have mentioned an ROI of 427%. Could you explain that to me?
So that is the 23% stake at the end of 50 year, the company would be valued at 128 crores. So based on that, your value would be 29.5 crores, sir, your investment value, and that amounts to 427.7%.
427, I don't know. Anyway, okay, fine. Okay, I'm through. Yep.
Thank you, Francis. Sharan, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, team. So before we get into the valuations, I just wanted to ask you guys, in your initial sheets, right, expenditure sheet, revenue sheet, you've hard-coded all the numbers. So may I know why? Why haven't you calculated it from an assumption sheet, which is also missing?
So these are which one, like, what are the values you're trying to quote?
5-year expenditure breakdown sheet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
is this the one?
These all were taken from the industry. These all were taken from the industry then, sir.
Okay, and it would be better if you can show the formulas for that so that we can verify it. All right, let's move on.
For the land and construction, I can show you this one, sir. Land, construction, equipment, these all I can show you this one. I can show you the supporting document. It's already provided in the PDF that I have submitted. Like in this one, you can see the land details. You can see the 85 lakhs and 10 lakhs were being negotiated with the buyer.
Okay, so a good practice would be to bring all these numbers into the Excel model in an assumption sheet so that we investors know exactly how you're calculating these numbers. Because when you hard code a number, it'll be difficult to validate that. So let's move on. So coming to the investment breakdown sheet, right? So I see that investor returns at 40% ROI. Let's take cell number E58. So that's 15,654,580. So that's about
which one,
25.
So
we are back to the financial model. Investments break-even return sheet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, cell number E58.
58.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. So that calculation, right? That's what percentage have you taken of revenue?
This is 20%. 20%, sir. Okay. In the first year, 20%. In the second year, 30%, and the last 50 it's 50%.
Yeah. So let's say that you're giving 20% of your revenue every year to, a percentage which is about 15 to 20% given to investors every year. And you have a bank loan which is 11% interest. So why are you offering us an interest much higher than what a bank is asking you? And in addition to offering us dividends, which is very high, you're also offering us stake. So why are you being so generous?
So because at this point of time, you investors would be a valuable person for us, our company, sir. So to give back to our investors, we are adopting these all facilities.
So that 40%, how did you calculate it? Is it the sum of all the investor returns divided by today's my today's investment amount? Is that how you calculated it?
This 40% ROS, sir?
Yeah.
So this is according to our calculation, it's 60% of profits, sir, through cash.
No, so can you tell me what is the formula for that 40% ROI? Did you sum up this E58 to E60 and divide it by the money that you're asking us today? Is that how you calculate it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but what about the discounting of those future cash flows? Because money which I'm getting 3 years from now is not the same not the same amount of money that I can get it today for, right? So, for example, 1 crore 56 lakhs 3 years from now is not the same as 1 crore 56 lakhs today. So how can you just simply divide?
So this is the investment divided by this is the total. This ROI is divided by total like E 7.82 crores divided by your investment of 5.59 crores.
Yeah, I understand that, but you should discount it, right? Because that's money which I'm receiving in the future, not today. And lastly, coming to the company valuation sheet. Yeah, so let's quickly go through this. So taxes, you've taken 0 throughout the entire 5 years. Why is that?
Yeah. So the taxes which would be they'd be taken as, if you consider the GST would be charged separately, and directly that the amount charged would be directly paid off by tax, and there is no need to reflect this taxes one.
Sorry, I didn't get you. You're not going to pay tax?
So the taxes would be collected like if you consider GST.
Okay, and where is that here?
The GST would be directly collected, and that will be we need to pay the GST returns every month. So that would be paid off from the what we have collected in additional. Like the ticket price, if we take 4,000 plus the what amount would be the taxes, like 18%. The 18% tax would be charged from the customer, and they'll be the charged amount will be paid directly to the GST.
Right. So that is the sales tax which you're paying, right? That you're collecting from the customer. What about the tax that you are supposed to pay on the profits that you are making?
So on the profits, like we are registered under the startup policy. The startup policy they will be exempted from taxes for the first 5 years.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I also see that cash flow, let's say B10, you've added EBITDA and you added the depreciation and amortization. How can you add that? Isn't that an expense head? So EBITDA is earnings before interest, depreciation, amortization, and you're adding depreciation and amortization to it. Shouldn't you subtract it to get your net cash flow?
So in the company valuation, you're saying, sir?
Yeah. I'm in the same sheet. Cell number B10. B5 minus B7 plus B8. Why is it plus B8? Shouldn't it be minus B8?
So the depreciation is like in the depreciation and amortization, we have calculated the value of the car. Like if we take the car, we are purchasing the first year, we are purchasing 10 cars, and the value of the car would not be depreciated in 1 year only, no, sir. So
right, but isn't that an expense? Why are you adding it?
So the expense is only in the first year, no? So in the next year, the car has some value, no? So that one needs to be added to that only, no, sir.
Yeah, value, I understand. That will be in your asset section, which is continuously depreciating. But every year you're shaving the value of that car every year, and that is an expense for you. But you added that expense here as a positive figure.
So the expense is already added in the EBIT only, no, sir, already. It's already added in the EBIT. And from that,
in EBIT you've done it properly. But the reason why I'm asking here is because this number, cash flow B10, is finally going into your valuation model. And if you're going to add EBITDA, and if you're going to add depreciation and amortization as a revenue, that is not going to be right. And secondly, I wanted to understand why there are 5 terminal values.
So these terminal values were taken for this one, sir. Like we have taken like 4 or 5 values, and based on the 4 or 5 values, we have taken this one for easy multiplication understanding for us while valuing.
Can you get into full detail? Like, can we walk through the entire valuation in as much detail as possible?
So this one we have taken different discounted rates, because this discounted rates.
No, start from the top, from the terminal value, heads column. Yeah.
This one, sir.
Yeah.
So EBIT multiple, we have taken different values. Like this would be the exit multiple value.
So I see that you multiple that EBIT multiple is the EBITDA value. So terminal value formula Is that right? Is the terminal value determined by calculating your EBITDA with the EBITDA multiple, or shouldn't you consider a terminal growth rate, which you've taken as a number, but I don't see it being used in any of the formulas in the terminal values? So
Sir,
why
these
is that?
terminal values were used in this one, sir. These terminal values were used in the NPV cash flow and in the enterprise calculation.
But what about the terminal growth rate? Where is that flowing into?
So this terminal growth rate was just initially set up, sir. This has no value. But actually, we thought of going with perpetual growth rate, but that does not seem ideal for us. So we did not take this.
Okay, and where do you get this EBITDA multiple from? 10, 8, 6, 4, and why is it reducing?
So these are the factors, like we are taken 2, 4, 6, 8 as a multiples. And if you can see in the sensitivity analysis, we have taken many one. And in the 5th year, we've taken like 10, 11, 12, 15, 121. So we are not sure that because in the real life scenario, everything can change. So based on this one, we have taken these all this, and the sensitivity table was made. We can't go with one value, no, sir. So this one would be.
All right. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharan. Are there any more questions from the judges? All right. So that was our time with E07 Team Srijan Electric of Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra. Team, thank you for a great delivery and a discussion session. We wish you the best for the final selection. At this time, we request your team to exit the session so that we can invite the next team to join in. You have a great Sunday.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Judges, would you like a 5-minute break, or can we invite the next team in? Is everyone okay for the next team to join in?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Charlotte, please go ahead with inviting the next team in.
Sure, Kathy.
For those joining us on YouTube right now, our next and final team for this afternoon's EV Virtuals Business Plan Presentation Finals is E03 Team Kratos Racing. Team, whenever you're ready, please let me know who would like sharing access and yes, sharing screen access and yes. Sorry, Aditya, I cannot hear you. You're on mute.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So at the start of the pitch, I would request you to share the access with me. And right after pitch is over, I would request you to share the access with Rudran Shitore.
All right. All right.
Ma'am,
So you should now.
Shall I share my screen? Because I can see the dialog box. This will stop other screen sharing.
That's fine. Please go ahead.
Just a quick check, team. Are all the participants in? Pooja, can you please confirm?
Yes, Aditya.
Akanksha, are you ready?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Kethi ma'am, just tell us when we are good to go because we are ready.
Aditya, whenever you're ready, please start.
Okay then, Akanksha, we can start.
Should I give a countdown?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Hello all. This is Akanksha, the CTPO of Sensi. This COVID-19 pandemic has been a roller coaster ride for all. It was no different for our Kratos group. We encountered two important issues. Firstly, dominance in a race car manufacturing company, Kratos INC. Secondly, the lack of knowledge and awareness of the EV industry among the masses. And also, according to the industry, 80% of engineering students are unemployable. That is 2.7 million students. Fortunately enough, there's a bright side to this pandemic. The EV industry promises to create 10 million to 65 million jobs in the future. Adding to the bargain, the online education market in India saw a tremendous bloom in this pandemic and will continue to grow with a CAGR of 43.85%. Considering the problems and opportunities in light, we, as a group, commit ourselves to acquaint and edify about the EV industry via our tech startup, SenseE. I'm sure after so much talk, you're excited to take a look at SenseE.
Here's a look into our website. It is
Aditya? Aditya, just a second.
varying content according to
Yes.
systems in the advanced.
The voice was not audible for the rest of the video played earlier.
Yes, you heard it right. A lease model.
Yes, you might need to, if you can, restart the video because it wasn't audible at all.
Sure, ma'am. Thanks.
And the most important of all, the ownership remains with the customer. Look into our website. It has been carefully designed for easy navigation for the users. Now, giving you a glimpse of our course content, our online courses have great industrial relevance, which make use of rich animations, assuring better and easy understanding of the course content for the users. The courses are divided in a way that they cover the complete processes or systems of an electric vehicle. Based on that, we have two subscription models. The primary subscription, which will provide students with an insight of growing EV sector and an overview of the systems in an electric vehicle with 30 hours of pre-recorded sessions. The content is carefully designed so that it is suitable for all branches of engineering with the starting price of this primary subscription just 1,600 rupees. Not only that, after the primary subscription, maybe some student would like to know in depth about the various functionality of an electric vehicle. So we have a more detailed course in the advanced subscription with total of more 200 hours of teaching time. To fulfill this objective even more, we have an exclusive hands-on workshop.
The starting price of this higher end advanced subscription course is just 2,400 rupees. Now, talking about the unique selling proposition of our advanced subscription, we provide hands-on practice on a Formula Student race car, having varying content according to the systems in the advanced subscription. The way this works is, we would lease the Formula Student car. Yes, you heard it right. A lease model would not only provide experience, but also extensive practical knowledge, design decision-making abilities, and the most important of all, the ownership remains with the college.
For Sensi to be successful, we seek an investment of 4.3 crores for an equity of 17% in return, which would be routed to a return on investment of 25 to 30% in 3 years. With your smart capital in our business, we can make India EV sector ready. So let's together spread knowledge and not the virus. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Apur, please go ahead.
Ma'am, could you please share the screen access with Rudransh?
Yes, he does have access.
Okay, guys, I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay, so there's this thing that you mentioned towards the end that it's a lease model, but the ownership remains at the college. So how is that happening simultaneously? How are you leasing the vehicle to the college and then the ownership remains at the college? Ownership should be with you.
So I would like to answer it. Actually, it just meant the ownership remains with the college only till the lease period. That's it. So vehicle will be with the college. Yeah.
All right. Apart from that, what kind of people capabilities do you bring into this? Because you have a very technology-driven product, and there are a lot of competitors in the market, and nothing stops them from bringing in an expertise like this. Because so on the tech side, on the product development side, what kind of expertise do you have that marks you apart from the rest?
Hello. I would like to take this question. So talking about our capabilities, firstly talking about the people who will design the content, they are called as tutors, and these are people who have expertise in the different functionalities of the EV. This is the reason why our course is pretty industry relevant, because the people who are designing it are from the industry. And then I'm walking through the content designer team. These are the people who are going to make the animations. And as we are the owners of this thing, the copyright or whenever and however we make the animations of our vehicle, our race car, they're going to be copyrighted to us. And these are the people who are going to make the videos, basically just edit, put animations. And the third team is a technology team. The team will handle our website and our app, which are compatible with all devices. And now talking about a marketing team, it is the marketing team is divided into two people. Like first one are the regional managers. Under them are the business development managers who are going to actually cite this idea to the college. Yeah, this is how I describe my teams. And talking about what makes us unique, most of our competitors, they're going for B2C. And as a result, the market is quite saturated. What gives us an edge over them is our policy of B2B, which makes us more accessible and credible. And also our hands-on workshop. They don't have this thing because they don't manufacture a car, like which the other company, Kratos INC, does, whom we are collaborating with. Thank you.
All right, the next judges can take over.
Thank you, Apur. Bashir, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, team. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have one question regarding your product. The first thing is, as I understand, the Kratos group has two groups. One is the Kratos INC, which makes the race car manufacturing company, which is in problem currently due to pandemic. Then you have the Sensi EdTech Strata, which you are pitching to us. So I would like to know who owns the IPs for the cars, or because as I understand, you have already a Formula car, which you were giving to the public, and now we are going to the education sector. So who owns the IPs of the car? Which group?
So the Kratos group owns it as a whole, and Kratos group also owns Kratos INC and Sensi. So the ownership is to the group. So that won't be a problem because the group is owning it and not Kratos INC basically. Kratos group owns it.
So you are as a whole, Kratos group is owning, and
yes.
You have shown in your exit strategy that you liquidate the IPs in case of any unforeseen circumstances. So you're telling that the IPs will be because Kratos group is owning the IPs, they will liquidate all that. So that means that will hamper for both the companies, right? the EdTech startup and the Kratos group initially?
So the course content that we design will be our intellectual property and not the
So,
vehicle. Vehicle will be obviously Kratos INC's property. Yeah.
okay, so in the exit, the liquidation of IPs which you have mentioned, that are which IPs?
These are the course content that we make. These are our IPs, the rich animation and all that. So we'll copyright. The copyright will be sold.
Okay, so particularly the course part only you are telling. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing. So you are leasing the product to the colleges, and you have also hands-on workshops. So will you be supplying your own human resource for that workshop, or you are just leasing the car only?
So actually, the bond for the lease will be signed between Kratos INC and the college. So it will be their people who will be handling the workshop. We are supplying the manpower, obviously.
So you are not supplying any manpower also, just the product.
We are leasing the vehicle with a person like Kratos INC is making the bond with the college. They are supplying. They are giving a man who will obviously know about the hands-on workshop, and he will be there always with the vehicle.
Sir, to add on to the point of Akanksha, so basically, just to clarify things out, the leasing part, the financial part, which is going to be done, it is solely between the INC and the college. As you might have the concern of what would be are the people competent to take that vehicle or study it. So on basis of that question, we have a team, we have a marketing managers, and we have our tutors. We have a specific timeline where we design our content and where we market our product. So in that case scenarios, every region would be assigned to a regional manager and a tutor, which would be responsible for any any such competent problems faced with the leasing or the product, which is the car.
Okay. Okay, I'm good.
Thank you, Bashir. Madhu, please go ahead.
Hello team, good afternoon. I'm Madhu. So firstly, I would like to know more about each of your backgrounds, what you've been doing prior to this, and how would that experience be relevant to your work right now at the moment?
Okay, sir. So I'll take this question. So basically, sir, I'm Aditya Patel. As you might have gone through our prelims presentation, I'm the honorary board member of the Kratos group. So Kratos group was a group which was founded in 2017 with an intention to manufacture EV race car vehicles. We diluted that group and we segregated that group into a company, into a race car manufacturing company, which was Kratos INC. In 2018, when we saw that data analytics or the big data is the next big thing, and even our sales were going down, we launched another vertical, not an independent vertical, but a vertical under Kratos group, which was KDO. The vertical, the head of this vertical was Pooja. So what happened in this case was, me as the honorary board member of the group, I was seeing we are hitting very bad in sales due to the COVID pandemic. And my counterpart Pooja, who was the CEO of KDO, she found that there are lack of relevant skills amongst the regarding the EV sector amongst the masses. And we both discussed this in the board meeting where we found out these two major issues, which were the problem statements. So
yes,
these are the particularly background. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Secondly, what kind of employee stock options do you have at the moment?
Akanksha, would you like to answer?
So we don't give any ESOPs to our employees right now. We don't.
Okay, so how do you plan on to retain the talent or acquire new talent necessary for this?
Rudrash, could you please move to the HR capabilities, please? Yeah, just a second. I'll answer.
So from what I see, most of the salaries what you're giving are slightly closer to the market averages, but especially for a new startup like this, it definitely needs a higher motivation for any person to join in. What would be your plans to acquire new people?
So actually, let's talk about the marketing team first. In the marketing team, whenever they convert a college, we give them a bonus, which is also mentioned in a cash flow. And every person has an increment with respect to the target that they complete. This is how we keep them. And I'm sure, sir, after 4 to 5 years, when a company will be in a better position, we might think of including ESOPs there.
Okay, so by the way, what is the total amount of fund which you guys are raising now?
Sir, we are raising 9 crores. The distribution of 9 crores is in two simple manner. The 4.7 crores would be the initial capital injection, which is going to be made by Kratos Group, which is a relevant group, which has been cash flow positive since 2-3 years. And the
I saw
4.3
that.
crores is the investor.
So my question is, I see that only around 2.35 lakh rupees is being spent on marketing. And this is a space where marketing is primarily the biggest challenge and the prime motive of any company, even the ones who are operating in the tech space. What are you actually trying to do with that 2.35 lakh rupees? Would that be enough, or do you have any other ways to go about marketing?
Okay. Yes, Samriddhi, go ahead.
So the value which you are talking about is basically you are referring to the marketing channel value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we also consider our marketing cost in terms of marketing managers, because they are our main focus. Marketing managers are the one who are going to market our business to the colleges that are our consumers. So their salary include into the major cost of marketing.
Okay. I mean, let's exclude that. And even if you want to go for a TV advertisement or any billboards or online social media marketing, it takes a really high amount of fund. So I fail to see any of that being covered in your expenses, and without that being taken on top priority, it would be really a big challenge for you to enter the market and acquire customers at a decent pace.
Sir, but we are targeting right now the colleges, so we don't require to majorly focus on like the social media advertising, as in the LinkedIn and all that, because we are specifically targeting colleges. We are going one-on-one basis with the college. So with the coming years, when we basically increase our market, then we would increase the expense of the social media marketing and the board marketing too.
Okay, fine, guys. Thanks. I'm good.
Thank you, Madhu. Francis, please go ahead.
Yeah, hello team. This is Francis here. My first question is regarding your lease model. You'll be leasing out to the colleges, and is there any payment they have to make? Anything? Will they be paying or something, or is it free?
No, sir. They're supposed to pay it, and I would like my colleague Aditya to elaborate on it.
Sir, so basically,
okay.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes.
So basically, sir,
Yes.
The lease model is there are multiple options to a lease model. One option is whether you can lease it for 1 year or you can lease it for 2 years. And with increase in the number of lease, the number of tenures of lease model, the monthly payment is going down, and you have to recover less percentage of the cost price of that vehicle. So in that way, we are doing, and the percentage compensation how we are distributing in terms of Sensi and Kratos INC is going to be 10% is to 90%. That is, we are going to have a commission of that lease fee of 10%, and the Kratos INC, which is the manufacturing company, would have 90%. And how it would benefit is because the manufacturing plant has hit in sales, so they would be able to recover very fast with this constant injection of cash in these tough times. So that's why I think
have you factored in your repairs and maintenance in this leasing? And suppose if there is some theft of the vehicle or whatever.
Rudransh, would you like to answer? Okay. Yes,
yes. Hello, myself Rudransh here. So, sir, if you're talking about the damage which would happen to the car, so there would be a brochure, actual brochure, which would be provided by the manufacturing plant to the colleges, because colleges have not yet advanced where they actually know that what a EV vehicle price costs, like any damage would be cost. So that brochure would be provided to the colleges with the detailed pricing of everything. And
Rudransh, could you share the screen where we wrote about?
No, that's okay. That's okay. Can I go to my next question? Yeah, I would like to ask you, in your first year, you will be targeting, you said, about 100 colleges. That's right? Hello.
Rightly to be said 150. 150,
yeah.
yes.
So 100, but I've seen in your team that you've got about, you have got marketing manager 160, and RSMs 40 and BDMs, you got one. Do you think you require so many marketing managers if you're going to target just 100? Because your cost will always increase. No?
Yes, sir. I would like to
Akanksha.
give the answer. Okay,
fine.
Do you think it's very high for the first year?
Yes, sir. So we have kept this number very high because we understand our idea is quite new, and we gauge it that it will be it will require a lot of effort and time for the business management, business development managers to cite the idea to the college and even convert them. That's the reason we have kept it high, just to keep your money safe. And we have also considered a very less conversion rate, not because we don't believe in the idea, but we want to keep your money safe. Yes.
Okay. My next question is, your Kratos group is having 83%. Okay, why didn't you ask them the entire 100% to invest instead of asking us for just mega 17%?
Should I answer, Akanksha?
Yes.
Yeah. So we know the Kratos group is capable of providing us all the funding, but we need your expertise in AV sector, basically educational sector, which we are new to, and that's our main motto.
Okay, Kathy.
Because your mic is mute.
Thank you, Francis. Sharan, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, team. So I see that you've used the Berkus method for valuation of your company, but that method is usually used for companies which haven't started making money yet. But I see from your financial statements that you already have revenue. So why have you used this method to arrive at the valuation of your company?
So Berkus method is used when we have not started making revenue. You rightly said, and the cash flow in which you are saying that we are generating revenue, it is hypothetical. So if we are pitching to an investor without making an revenue in actual, so I think Berkus method would be really good for it, because we don't have the actual numbers. This is hypothetically created cash flow of what we want in the future.
So you start making money next year onwards, right?
Yeah,
December 22. Okay. And yeah, so you've taken the max numbers as $1 million, right, for each of those 5 parameters. But that number is quite high, don't you think? Because even companies in Silicon Valley would find it difficult to assign these numbers when they initially start off. And we are in India, so the market size is not that big. So why have you taken $1 million for each of those parameters?
So the maximum value you are talking about?
Yeah.
So when compared to the other competitors in the same market, which are Vedantu or Byju's or other edtech startups, so their evaluation, which we would say in the previous years, were around 5 millions or 6 million. So that for considering those amount, we basically considered that the maximum valuation which we can get is 5 million.
Do you have a source to support that their valuation 5 years back was about 5 million?
Not 5 years back exactly, but according to the sources, according to their first series funding round, yes, we have this.
Can I refer that anywhere? Have you put a hyperlink anywhere to refer that particular source?
Not in the cash flow, sir, right now.
Okay. And I also see that strategic relationships has been given a very high assigned value. What strategic relationships do you have?
By strategic relationships, we meant the goodwill which we are carrying of the Kratos group in the industry, in the sector.
No, but that comes under quality management team, right? But strategic relationships is what relationships you forged outside your company to create synergies. So do you have anything of that sort?
Aditya, would you like to answer?
Yeah. So basically, just to bring on the valuation of the company, the Berkus method, why we went to it, you said the market is very niche, but sir, market is niche. We understood 43.85 is the CAGR, but the approach what we are going is a completely different approach than the Byju's, than the Vedantus. Everyone today in the market is trying to do B2C, and the difference in their business and our business is simply the marketing channel and the marketing strategy, which is B2B. We are not targeting student as a target customer. We are solely targeting colleges as a target customer. And that's what it is helping us to get such a huge numbers in such period of time. And That's the reason why we have so many marketing managers and BDMs assigned in the pre-money valuation.
Okay. And also, I wanted to ask you why the number of working hours is only 6 hours per day, and then you grow it after every year. So why have you calculated it or assigned it that way?
So because in the first 10 months, right from today, we are basically in stealth mode where we would be creating our course content. By the October, when the new year will start, we are planning to target a number of colleges, as you might have referred into the cash flow. So based on that incremental factor, we don't want any employee to make pre-assumptions about the company or the startup, because the things which startups are famous for is obviously because they carry a very good success rate if they are successful, but they have a very bad work culture. So we don't want that thing to reflect in our business. That's why we have kept the initial working hours as less, as we are in stealth mode. But with the upcoming time and as we expand our target market, we have a pretty high rate of increment in that.
So then you are also going to offer them higher salaries as the number of hours increase.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the salaries are variable bonuses. The salaries, as you can see, it has a not that great inclination factor, but they are mostly dependent on the conversions that they make as a college by college basis.
Okay. And what is the ROI? Where can I find that for my investment?
30%, sir. 25 to 30%. 25 in worst case scenarios to 30% in best case.
No, which sheet is it in?
Sir,
it's in the cash flows in the.
Where, which cell?
Sir, H30. Just a second. Sir, it's in assumptions. Rudransh, can you please go to assumptions? Assumptions, and the cell is H35.
Okay, found it. Yeah, so how did you calculate it? Can you give me a walkthrough? Hello?
Yes, sir. Samruddhi, if you would like to answer. Samruddhi, you're mute.
Yeah. So first we compared what are the return percentage when we invest in a bank, in a mutual fund, and in a startup. On the basis of that, we set a parameter for our ROI, that is 25 to 30%, and then we distributed the profit percentage according to it in the years.
To sum up the answer, sir, the ROI is not a calculation for us. It's a target for us. That is the ROI which we need to achieve for our investors, and that is what we are aiming for. Based on the returns which we are promising to our investors, we have shaped our marketing strategy and we have shaped our targets in a certain way. So ROI, rather than a calculation, it's a target for us to meet.
Are you planning to give any dividends out every year, or are you just planning a growth in the value of your company? And what is that growth in the value of your company over 5 years?
So first of all, the dividend is shared on the yearly basis, which can be clearly seen in the cash flow. And about the valuation, so basically the pre-money valuation you have seen as 25.3 crores. The post-money valuation, if you invest in us, would be 29.3, and then it would increase with the CAGR. And by the third year, our valuation would be 53 crores, 53.8 crores.
Where is
if
that?
we go according. So the value is not here. I have calculated right now.
Okay. And do you have any shareholding patterns? I mean, can you show me what the shareholding patterns will look like?
So the shareholding patterns are basically very simple. Pre-investment, our 100% shares are owned by the Kratos group, and the post-investment, you own the 17%, and the remaining 83% is owned by the Kratos group.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharan. Are there any more judges who would like to ask further questions before we end today's session?
Kathy, I had just one last question.
Yes.
I see that you mentioned expenses for law and legalization. Can you explain why that is so? Why would you be needing expenses in that domain?
Sure, sir. So I would like to answer this. So basically, law and legal, sir, as you know, we are in a competitive space of edtech startups, and two things which matters in this case is the content and the proper execution to delivering it to the target customers. So there have been seen many such cases in which, the copyrights have been used, or there are many copyright infringements. So to consider that, to safeguard our intellectual property and copyrights, we have a law and legal team, and also we have considered our chartered accountant to maintain our balance sheets and cash flow. If Akanksha would like to add something, Akanksha, please go ahead.
No, that was my answer.
Yeah, all right. That answers my question. Thank you.
All right then. Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
it's Rudransh. I'm sorry to unmute myself a bit late. So, sir, we would be needing legalization and this cost because, sir, there are basically 5 basics which we need to consider, like password sharing, because we are creating content. This is like very important to us. So there might be ways and methods like password sharing, then swapping accounts, and also unlimited hours of content watching. So if we do this, like if this happens, like it may mean that we don't value our content. But to avoid this, we have included the corporate laws also, and to handle the legalization stuff. So for example, we would be watermarking our videos. We would put restrictions like only 2 accounts or 3 accounts would be in use in 3 or 4 devices.
So to sum up what my colleagues mean to say, it is just simply where edtech startups lose most of their money is in piracy. So we want to prevent it. We want to prevent your money and our money also. That's why we have a legal team to prevent any kind of piracy that happens.
All right, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from the judges? All right. Okay. So that was our time with E03 Team Kratos Racing Electric of Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering. Team, thank you for a great delivery and a discussion session. We wish you the best for the final selection. At this time, we request your team to exit the session, and you have a great Sunday.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good time.
All right. To our judges, thank you for taking the time out of your day to engage in this lively investor discussion with our finalists. We appreciate your mentorship and support towards the Formula Bharat competition. To our audience on YouTube, thank you for joining in today. The audience vote link will be available in a few seconds on the web chat, and it will be open until 2:30 p.m. IST. The audience vote is restricted to 1 vote per login. Thank you again. Please do subscribe to our channel for future live events. You have a good day, and we will see you at 4 p.m. for a session on wire harness design automation by our Silver Plus sponsor, Zukin India.